Welcome to the Conscious Radio Network's YouTube channel. Become enlightened, have fun, and tell all your friends and family to share with everyone they know. You can find us on Facebook and stay up to date on our Facebook group, or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Our podcasts can be found on Libsyn, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcast, and more. Most of all, remember to go to our official website at consciousradionetwork.com for podcasts, hosts, future shows, and scheduling. We also want to welcome our international audience. Don't stop now. Enjoy the community. Subscribe today.
This is the Conscious Radio Network.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be on the spaceship we call Earth. Welcome to Conscious Radio Network's weekly podcast series, The Seance. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Paul Meckes, and if this is your first time, please click subscribe, like, follow, comment, or share, and also follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. Today, on this episode, we are going to empower your essence with Dr. Rex Kruly. Is it Kruly?
It is.
All right. I pronounced it right. Yeah. Founder of Depth Healing Technology, his multi-discipline crafts of health, quantum science, personal development, consciousness and brain research, classical Japanese sword, Zen, Aikido, oneness, and is it Diksha?
Diksha, yes.
Diksha, energy psychologies, brain reprogramming, military science, quantum biology, ecosystems, and spiritual, mystical experiences for over 51 years. His depth healing process uses cutting-edge quantum physics to help individuals remove cognitive dissonance from their subconscious minds. With this removal from the subconscious mind, limiting beliefs, traumas, negative thought patterns, and perceptions that no longer influence and affect our lives. Let's welcome to the show for the first time, Dr. Rex Kruly. Welcome, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for letting me be here today.
Very, very welcome. And it's an honor. I was looking over your this is just a small part of the bio because I didn't want to take up too much time reading it, because if I would have read the whole thing or read the whole thing, half the show would have been gone. So But
Well, I'm an old guy, so there's been a lot of water under the bridge.
absolutely, absolutely. The wiser you get, man. Absolutely.
Hopefully.
So you're chiming in from the from was it Thailand, correct?
It's Thailand, Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Chiang Mai, Thailand. Yeah, before we started, we were expressing some places around the world that we've been, and China and Cambodia for myself. But how did this all start for you? Did this start? You know, I mean, 51 years working with this stuff. What got you into? What was the very first principle? Very first thing that got you involved with what you're doing now?
I was born and incarnated for that purpose. So I knew what I was supposed to do at least by the age of 3.
Wow.
And my dad used to buy me, remember the big old like Bristol boards, white
Mm,
ones. And I used to draw what you would consider a Noah's Ark, but it was a spaceship. And the objective was I was going to take all of the people, the animals, everything, the whole Earth to another planet where there's no war.
wow.
So I did that all the way up to age 6. And I always knew what I'm supposed to do. My dad would say, how are you going to do that? I'd say, I'm just going to do it. But then when I turned 6 and I failed grade 1, uh, my father was a real good man, but he was a Polish. He was born from Polish immigrants during the Great Depression. He was a real proud man. And in those days in Windsor, Ontario, they used to publish the kids who passed and who failed in the newspaper.
Whoa.
So, yeah, they actually used to do that. So my father was humiliated in front of all of his buddies because I was his first son.
Mm,
So the whole family rejected me for the rest of my life emotionally. So I just became a zero. And during that time, the way the path shifted, I needed some way. I had to figure out some way to matter and for people to notice me and to be important. And my skill, at least I was a world-class elite martial artist. I went into martial arts. I'm always in the top 1 to 3% of martial art anywhere in the world. And I entered that realm, classical Japanese. I was an uchideshi for 8 years till I broke my back. When I was 27, I broke my back in half weight training. So uchideshi means I'm a protege to a great master.
yeah.
And this isn't commercial garbage martial art. This is the real deal. So I put in a total that led me on a path. But see, in that path, I kept having huge injuries. So those huge injuries were designed for me so that I could learn how to heal and also how to understand people's suffering. The martial craft is not like you see on commercial martial art or what I call my way is I'm a samurai trained man. Samurai comes from the word saburo, which means to serve.
Mm,
So I served the master as his right hand man, like almost like you can think of sort of like a general's aide or a real refined butler.
yeah.
And then I served the craft. So I sacrificed myself for a higher purpose to pass on that craft to the next generation. So then I'm getting those huge injuries, and those injuries led me to world renowned doctors like George Goodhart Jr., creme de la creme. He was the founder of applied kinesiology. When I
Yeah.
when I snapped my back in half at the age of 27, it was George who taught me how to heal. I healed it in 12 weeks with meditation.
Wow.
No back surgery, no brace, no nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually a whole lot easier than you think. The problem with doing quantum healing for something like that, like myself or Joe Dispenza, he was run over by a truck. So mine snapped in half, and so the spine is moving and to the front on my sacral promontory. Dispenza was run over by a truck, and bone fragments were crushed into the spinal cord.
Ooh.
So both of us used a meditation to completely heal that. I'm a network doctor, so I do reorganizational healing, and it's all based in consciousness. Dispenza is trained as he was a chiropractor also. He's trained as a Gonstead man. So he's like Gonstead is like the king of structural engineering of the bone, of the skeletal system. So his meditation very complex, mine very simple, based on Jose Silva's. If you're familiar with Jose Silva, they call it the mind control method. It's a very simple. You just program the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind will heal whatever it is. The only issue is you have to have enough time and you have to have enough intensity to do that. So
Yeah.
while I was crippled, I'm living at home. So mom's cooking for me. I have a place to sleep. I'm safe. Ford's gave me disability, so there's money coming in, and everything's fine. So I would meditate like 4 hours a day, and then in 12 weeks, my back was all sealed up, and that was verified by CAT scans at Providence Hospital under Dr. Sidney Goldman in
Yeah.
Michigan. So but you see what that whole big long path. I'm learning two things: one, how to be of service, and how to have the vigilance to really provide service. I'm learning how to heal through my own injuries, and I'm being studying from these great doctors. And then when I decided to become a doctor in my 40s, I apprenticed under four great master doctors. The last one taught me the quantum field, Dr. Larry Habersky. I studied under him for 8 years, and that's why I can do what I do now. Without him, no way. I wouldn't have a clue what nobody ever heard of what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now, as far as the doctors today, such as yourself and that are studying the quantum field, is there many of them?
No, there's only me that can do what I do.
Mhm.
Dr. Habersky is a great master. Sue Mortar is a real fine master. Um, Larry Larry and Sue, I don't believe they do any distance healing.
Yeah.
I'm a distance healer, and I channel the great compassionate light, the Param Jyoti, directly. So when I'm doing what I am, the great compassionate light taught me how to do this. I learned the fundamental science of bioenergetic synchronization technique from Dr. Habersky. That system was developed by Ted Mortar. Dr. Habersky, in my opinion, is his greatest student. Dr. Habersky's in the class by himself.
Yeah.
And he also is very highly connected with the divine. So he taught me how to converse. Like one of the main things for working this kind of work. Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
One of the lights changing in the morning, and then
Yeah. Sun's coming up, man.
one of the most important keys to anything like this is you have to be able to accurately talk to the field, talk to consciousness, talk to their nervous system, to their subconscious mind. And if you're channeling the divine, you need an accurate ability and bond to do that.
Yeah.
If you don't have the bond, it's all it is la la land. So you have to cultivate the bond. You have to have knowledge of the science and the frequencies and how all that works. And then you need an accurate way. So I use self kinesiology, and I'm surgically accurate. And that's how I can deal with severe chronic diseases, or it doesn't really matter what it is. I can deal with it as long as the only thing I cannot do, there are 10 programs that order all life. I can handle programs 3, 4, and 5. So program 3 begins at conception in the womb through to your birth to the end of the first 6 hours after you exit mom. Program 4 is from the first end of those first 6 hours until you're about to turn 7. Program 5 is age 7 to whatever age you are now. So I can influence that directly. That's the area I work in specifically.
Yeah.
Other programs greater than that, you require an avatar or the divine intervention directly.
Wow.
So I pray for those people if they have something like I can knock out certain generational curses or things from programs 1 and 2, but only a little bit.
Yeah.
You need divine intervention to go in and really be able to remove those things.
Now, how does this differ? How does the depth healing work, and how does it differ from other healing modalities?
Okay, so first of all, it's a combination of the quantum edge cutting science, quantum physics. It's applied in real time. And luckily now they have enough science to know how that mechanism works. That's where, when you see the division now called energy psychologies, depth healing would fall into that kind of a category. And what it's using is frequencies, 2 kinds, destructive interference waves and constructive interference waves. Now, the difference with me is I don't need a scalar machine or a Rife machine or anything. I'm empowered so that it channels all through me.
Yeah.
So when I'm using a destructive interference wave, I have empowerments through Tibet. When I use constructive interference